Over 20 days of tracking a real tribe sleeping out in the wild, completely exposed with zero modern weapons, the entire group was simultaneously asleep for exactly 18 minutes. 18 minutes out of 20 full days. This wasn't because one person stood guard, not because anyone was assigned the night watch, and not because they were afraid. It happened because deep inside the bodies of the group, someone was always half awake, and none of them ever knew it would be them. That was their survival story. Look at yours. You lie in bed, eyes closed, alone in a completely safe dark room. No predators, no threats. Yet somewhere around 2 or 3 in the morning, your eyes just snap open. No nightmares, no sudden panic, completely without reason. You stare at the ceiling. You think it's stress. You think you have insomnia. You don't. Behind those closed eyes, your brain is just actively running that exact same ancient survival code. Which leaves us with a glaring paradox. If wild predators are truly so terrified of humans that they stay away, then why is your body still forcing you to take the night watch? What exactly is it guarding against? I used to be obsessed with a simple question. Why do wild predators leave sleeping humans alone at night? When I went looking for the answer, almost every single source told me the exact same story. They talk about our scent, how we reek of a bizarre mix of synthetic fabrics, processed foods, and strange primate sweat that entirely confuses a predator's highly tuned nose. They talk about our voices, how studies show that just the sound of a human talking makes apex predators abandon their fresh kills and run in terror. And they are right. Fear is a massive factor. But here is where the mainstream explanation gets it wrong. It gives you the truth, but it stops exactly halfway. Believing that predators stay away just because they are afraid leaves a gaping hole in the logic of human biology, because fear alone has never stopped a desperate, hungry animal from taking a calculated risk. If a leopard hasn't eaten in 10 days, it does not care how weird you smell. So if psychological fear was our only defense, why didn't human evolution ever give us the luxury of a deep, entirely unconscious group sleep? If we were so untouchable, why didn't our ancestors just close their eyes, shut down completely, and sleep soundly until sunrise? Because they couldn't. Back in 1966, a scientist named Frederick Snyder looked at the natural world and proposed something called the sentinel hypothesis. The concept was brutally simple. In the wild, if you live in a group and every single member of that group falls deeply asleep at the exact same moment, you are no longer a community, you are a buffet. Snyder theorized that for group-living species to survive, biology had to create a built-in sentinel, a biological mechanism to guarantee that at any given moment, somebody's brain is alert enough to stand guard. It was a brilliant idea, but for over 50 years, nobody could prove that humans actually had this system natively. We just assumed that waking up randomly in the middle of the night was a modern glitch caused by stress and alarm clocks. Then came 2017. David Sampson and his team traveled to Tanzania to study the Hadza tribe. These are genuine hunter-gatherers living exactly as our ancestors did. No walls, no security systems, just humans sleeping on the dirt, completely exposed to some of the most dangerous predators on Earth. The researchers strapped advanced movement trackers to the tribe members, recording their sleep 24 hours a day for 20 straight days. The data that came back was staggering. Out of those 20 full nights, the total amount of time that every single person in the camp was completely asleep at the same time was exactly 18 minutes. For 99.8% of the night, someone was always awake, or in a sleep so incredibly light that the snap of a dry twig would bring them fully upright. Nobody planned this. There was no night watch schedule, there was no chief handing out guard duty, there was no brave hero volunteering to sacrifice their sleep to protect the tribe. They just laid down in the dark, closed their eyes, and their biology automatically staggered their sleep cycles. And this is the monumental truth that flips the entire story upside down. The real reason you are sitting here today, the reason humanity survived the teeth and claws of the ancient world, is not just because the monsters were afraid to attack us. It is because even if a predator wasn't afraid, even if it crept up to the edge of the firelight ready to kill, it almost never found a group of humans that was entirely unconscious. Our ultimate shield was not the psychological fear inside a lion's head. Our shield was the architecture of our sleep, a living, breathing network of half-open eyes, seamlessly passing the watch from one person to the next in the pitch black, a collective organism refusing to die. We never truly slept. We took turns, and for tens of thousands of years, that was enough. That was the entire system. Nobody assigned, nobody volunteered. The watch simply moved, person to person, night after night, until the sun came up for everyone together. Then we built walls. For hundreds of thousands of years, to be human was to be surrounded by the sound of other humans breathing. You slept in caves, you slept in shared tents, you slept shoulder to shoulder around a dying fire. If you woke up in the dark, you heard the rustle of someone else turning over. You heard a cough, you heard a whisper. That wasn't just background noise. That was the sound of the biological shield working. That was the proof your brain needed to know the network was online, that the watch was being shared. But as we evolved, our definition of safety completely changed. We stopped fearing the dark and we started craving isolation. Think about how we design our lives today. We decided that privacy is the ultimate symbol of success. Growing up means getting your own bedroom. Being a successful adult means sleeping in a master suite with heavy doors, double-glazed windows, and soundproof walls. We bought thick curtains. We installed heavy locks. We turned on white noise machines to drown out the outside world. Nobody did this with bad intentions. Nobody woke up one day and decided to destroy the ancient network of human survival. We just dismantled it, brick by brick, generation by generation, in the pursuit of comfort. We built the most secure, predator-free sleeping environments in the history of our species. We physically isolated ourselves from the tribe, but the ancient code remained. This is where the deep history of our species collides violently with your modern life. When you lock your bedroom door tonight and go to sleep alone, your conscious mind knows you are safe, but your primitive brain, the part of you that actually controls your sleep cycles, does not understand what drywall is. It does not understand deadbolts. It only understands the group. And right now, as far as your nervous system is concerned, the group is missing. You are the entire group now. So somewhere around 2 or 3 in the morning, your body enters a lighter stage of sleep. The sentinel system wakes up. It does exactly what it has done for thousands of years. It tries to hand off the night watch. It reaches out into the dark, scanning the room, waiting for a signal. It listens for the steady breathing of the next person. It waits for the subtle movement of someone else taking over the shift. It waits. Silence. It listens harder. Still silence. And because nothing answers, your brain makes a terrifying biological assumption. I am the only one left. This is the dark, hidden truth about your 3 a.m. wake-ups. When your eyes snap open in the middle of the night, when you toss and turn frustrated because you can't seem to let go and fall back under, it is not necessarily anxiety. It is not a broken brain. It is not a medical disease. It is a highly trained, ancient watchman standing alone in the dark, waiting for a safety report that is never going to come. Your brain will not let you go all the way under because there is no one left to pass the torch to. The system isn't broken. It's working perfectly. It just doesn't realize the tribe is gone. Nobody is coming to relieve you. You cannot magically bring the tribe back. You can't ask someone to sit awake in the corner of your bedroom just so you can sleep, but you can outsmart the code. You can give that ancient watchman the 2 exact things it has been missing so it doesn't go looking for them at 3 a.m. First, you need the second set of lungs. When you sleep in absolute dead silence, your brain assumes you are completely isolated. In the wild, total silence means danger. So tonight, before you turn off the light, create a baseline of sound. Turn on a fan, play a deep white noise machine, or use an audio track of slow, rhythmic breathing. You are not doing this to drown out street traffic. You are doing this to provide a continuous, predictable rhythm that mimics the steady breathing of a sleeping camp. Just ensure there are no voices, no music, no podcasts. Human words trigger the alert system. You only want the mechanical hum of safety. Second, you must file the watch report. Your brain wakes you up in the middle of the night to check the perimeter because no one officially told it the perimeter was secure. So you have to do the patrol yourself. Tonight, right before bed, take exactly 60 seconds to physically scan your room. Walk to the door, lock the deadbolt, look at the window. Do not just assume it's safe while sitting on your mattress. Physically move through the space. By doing this, you are actively submitting an all-clear report directly to your primitive brain. You are telling the sentinel, I walked the perimeter. The perimeter is closed. You have permission to stand down. Tonight, you lie in bed, eyes closed, alone, in a completely safe, dark room. You are not useless prey. You are the product of a biological shield so flawless, it taught the monsters to stay away. That part of your brain waking you up isn't broken. It is still on duty. It just never got told the rest of the tribe went home. Tell me your story in the comments. The last time your eyes snapped open in the dark, what time was it? Were you sleeping alone? And what did you actually think was the reason? Your watch is over.